Well, hey there, thinkers. Welcome back to Critical Hit. My name is S, and just when you thought that Disney has maxed out with its bad decisions, they've apparently considered swapping out Bob Iger for EA's very own Andrew Wilson. Because, of course, what Disney really needs right now is the guy behind EA's sparkling track record. Bold move, Disney. EA's been making, let's say, unique choices for years now, so why not throw that magic touch into the Disney mix? Fascinating. However, I have a few things to say here, but before I do, we have a request. If you are new here, consider hitting the subscribe button, smashing that like, and ring the bell to be notified for our next video. We would greatly appreciate this, since this will help us appease those YouTube algorithm gods. So, we thank you. Now let me give you our thoughts on this, and let's get into this article from That Park Place. The article reads here, so Disney could hire EA CEO Andrew Wilson to take over for Bob Iger. The search for Bob Iger's replacement as CEO of the Walt Disney Company is on. And while many initially thought that Disney would turn to an internal candidate like Disney's entertainment co-chair Dana Walden or Disney Parks and Experiences head Josh D'Amaro, it seems as though the company is looking outside the House of Mouse for its next big cheese. To identify a potential replacement for Iger, Disney enlisted the aid of headhunting firm Heidrick & Struggles. They came back with 3 candidates, one of them being EA CEO Andrew Wilson. This was first reported by the Wall Street Journal, citing inside sources within the Walt Disney Company. And honestly, that's really dumb. So while the Disney CEO search is still in its very early stages, despite Bob Iger claiming he'd focus on identifying a replacement when he returned to the company 2 years ago, they're still screwing around without a clue about who to pick, which is honestly ridiculous. And let's be real here, this lack of progress screams that the next pick will be destined to be an inside guy to keep the Iger legacy alive. Like, Iger's choice will either be somebody reporting straight to him or a carbon copy of himself, so just get ready for another round of Bob Iger 2.0. I mean, how charming that Disney would even consider EA's CEO. I mean, what could go wrong with bringing in a head of a company known for buying up smaller studios, ruining their games with unnecessary changes, and then tossing them aside when they flop, like EA's classic move. And of course, Disney's fingerprints are all over it. Like, who else could be behind this disaster? But let's be real here, it's not Disney running the show. It's good old BlackRock pulling the strings as usual. It's practically their MO. So in gaming circles, EA was dubbed for the evil empire, and even won Consumerist Worst Company in America award for 2012 and 2013. It was also named the 5th most hated company in the US in 2018. I mean, that's seriously bonkers. Also to be noted that EA is also known for including loot boxes, microtransactions, and paid DLC in its games. I think they were also sued by Europe for this. EA was practically shoving loot boxes in our faces like they were on a mission to turn gaming into a glorified casino that compelled Europe to enact laws classifying it as gambling, which is pretty crazy. EA has been accused of nickel and diming players, allowing those with more money to pay for advantages. So obviously, classic EA move. Nobody actually gives a crap about them anymore anyways. Most recently, EA made headlines with Dragon Age the Veilguard. Even though it's a BioWare game, it's still technically an EA project. A AAA game that was in development for over a decade and has reportedly sold somewhere around 500,000 copies with 30,000 returns. The game prioritizes ESG and DEI themes throughout, and often lectures players on social matters, like pronouns, which is just utterly ridiculous. Wilson is a huge proponent of DEI initiatives, speaking openly about the need for representation in gaming. In a letter on EA's official website, he said, "Our living, growing franchises like Apex Legends, The Sims, EA Sports FC, college football, and Madden NFL reflect our commitment to inclusivity, community-driven play, and expanding authentic representation in our games. We are constantly challenging the status quo to shape the future of entertainment throughout programs like our Accessibility Patent Pledge. Making gaming more accessible and inspiring others in our industry to do the same is central to who we are, what we do, and how we show up for our players and fans." I mean, really? It's essential because profit is totally irrelevant, right? But hey, whatever. Wilson took the CEO position at EA in 2013 and has been with the company since 2000. Oh, yeah, definitely. Totally a match made in heaven. If heaven was full of chaos and questionable decisions. A Washington Journal report says that Wilson had interviewed to take over ESPN in 2018 and even engaged in talks with Bob Iger about selling EA to Disney. So we do have 4 division bosses potentially shortlisted: Dana Walden, Alan Bergman, Jimmy Pitero, Josh DeMero, and then EA boss Andrew Wilson as well. So Disney did just announce that James Gorman, chairman of Morgan Stanley, is going to be their new board chairman. Yeah, sure, that's exactly the kind of bold, innovative move like we've all been waiting for. Because nothing says moving forward like plucking a banker from Wall Street to steer the ship, and hiring Wilson? I mean, perfect match. After all, EA's CEO already did a stellar job of tanking the company with a little help from BlackRock. So why not throw him in Disney too? Why not double down on this corporate nightmare that keeps churning out the same tired garbage that everyone's been complaining about for years? It's like a partnership made in corporate hell. Money hungry, soulless, and completely tone deaf. But hey, as long as the shareholders are happy, who cares, right? However, those are my thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And hey, before you go, subscribe to our channel, smash that like button, and ring the bell to be notified for our next video. As always, this is Est, and I'm signing off now. So I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!